Hey, lucky girl. Thanks for coming. I came on a little early. Hey, Michelle, Mama, Carla, Rachna, Diane, Karen, Terry, Wanda, Tammy, Kiana, Christy, Jane, Bella, Beatrice, Gary, Holly, Ninfa, Patty. Oh, it's starting to move too fast. Oh, gosh. Hey, you guys. How you doing? I love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, Lisa, Janine, Sally, Rich, Jillian, Wanda again, Dee, L, Emery, Swim Fast, Rachel, Christy, Stephanie, Kim, Lotus, Mims. Hey, Mims. Aw, thank you guys. Thank you, you guys. You guys rock. Thank you. Happy Saturday morning to y'all. Well, if it's 10 here, it's 1 in New York or the East Coast. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, hey, Christy. So I'm just gonna wait for a few more to come in. I hope y'all are doing good. I got some messages, you guys. Heavy duty stuff. So we'll begin when, hey, Hope, Terry, almost noon in Chicago. Okay. Oh, by the way, Monday I'll be doing a video with Mel again. We always have such a good time. Gary, Debbie, you guys rock. Yeah, I have questions here, you guys, from what you sent me. I'm going to answer some questions, but I got some messages too. So I don't know. How should I start off? Hey, fabulous woman. I know. And you know, they're both, when I put this thing up, it's so funny is when I put it up, they act afraid of it. So they take off in my room. So weird. But you know, it works for me and it keeps that bright light coming through the door out. So, you know, on occasion I'll have them make a special appearance. I'll have to get some treats out here. Hey, Anita. Nobody's late. We started just a tad. Right now it's 10. Yes, Alex, definitely 100% guaranteed, but Matt is going to jail. Flower, Gary, Denise, Joanne, Patty. Start with the messages, okay? I'm going to start with the messages. Okay. Well, this is that time of year. This is that time of year of the rising of Jesus from the Bible, which is based on man. Now, I'm not going to say I don't believe. Hey, Pam, thank you, honey. I'm just saying that there is a Jesus over there that is a bright light who is definitely connected to the God force. We are all connected to the God force. But there's many things in the Bible that I can vibrationally feel are correct. So I really enjoy it. And one of the statements that I got, or even addressing, because I haven't watched my Jesus of Nazareth yet, that I like to watch once a year at this time. Do you remember the story of, that it's one of my favorite stories, about the son that told his father, you know, I want everything that's due to me. Hey, Sinatra, welcome as a member. Remember the son said, I want everything I would inherit, and I want it out now. So the father gave him the wealth that he would have given to him at his death. and he took off and spent it on harlots and stuff like that. Do you guys remember that story? And the brother stayed and tilled the farm and did everything for his dad. So this guy that took all the money was starving. Alfred, thank you, Alfred, was starving. And he thought, even my father's servants get more than I get here. So he walked back home. And when he got home, everybody was excited. He's here, he's here. And the father was like, gosh, my son is here. Bring out the fatted calf. Let's have a feast. Let's do this. And the other son who's working in the field find out about this, and he's furious. He went back and told his dad, how dare you? This guy took all your money and spent it on harlots and self-promoting stuff. And yet you are going to kill the fatted calf and have a feast for him? I can't even get you so much as give me a goat for me and my friends. And his father said, hey, everybody. He said, yes, please, please understand. Your brother was lost, and now he is found. He's come back home. And that's the way the God force is. We can't display anger and hate towards those that we think, like Matt gets, are just god-awful people, because that's not for us to judge. But if they're lost and they come home, that's wonderful. Now, I'm not telling you that Matt Getz is getting off, because he's very stuck in his human form. He's very ego-based. Hey, Connie. Hey, you guys. Debbie Johnson. Oh, yeah. I had a good time with Debbie. Their format's a little different. Yeah, me too, Lisa. And I was raised with atheists. My parents were atheists, but I saw Jesus at the age of 8. I had an encounter. It was profound, and it was him. And I'm telling you, he definitely was not about follow my way or the highway. Hey, Sinatra again. Oh my God. Hello. But hey, Mel. Hey, Joanna. Hey, Mary from Michigan. Hey, Regina. Cuz is here. Hey, Regina, if you guys have a little thing going at your place, send me the link again for tomorrow. So anyway, I just want you to know that he was lost and now he is found. And I'll tell you somebody that was lost, me. But I never was raised in a Bible kind of energy. My parents were atheists. There was never any, hey, Connie, thank you. There was never any, you do, thou shalt, and all that stuff. And I remember thinking when I'd go to Bible school with my friends on the street, I'd get to go, Mom, Dad, can I go? They were like, whatever. Sure, go. Get out of our hair. And I would do that Bible study. And I remember thinking, wait a second. Hey, Dan, how you doing, my friend? Everybody say hi to Dan. He's a good Catholic boy. But I'll tell you something. He's beyond the regime of Catholicism in a sense of thou shalt do this and thou shalt do that. He does follow some of their traditions, but he is a man of good faith and spirit. That's what counts. So when this man was talking about, please, let's celebrate. Your brother was lost and now he is found. We all have that opportunity. And let me tell you, my life wasn't, hey, Eileen, my life wasn't, student of the month. This girl had an ego. This girl was always about her. I could do some pretty wild, crazy things because I was always like worried about someone hurting me, because I was raised in that kind of violence. So I was always kind of like fight or flight. So I wanted to tell you that story. And I wanted to tell you this morning, I had a little chit chat with what I call the Christ energy. And they've said this before, so I'm going to say it again. They're telling me that, and I do this, you guys, it's not your fault. I do this, that we've got to try our best. Yes, they understand about justice needs to be served, but they want us to try our best to just know that they're with us, that this justice will be served. But it's not up to us to judge other humans. It will deter your own growth if we do that. That's the key here. We don't want Trump or any of those people deterring our growth. So we've got to give it back. And, gosh, the things they do, like this whole voting thing. Oh, I got to hit on the voting thing too, but I'll tell you in a minute. The things they do, you want justice, you want, by God, Linda, are they going to take him to jail? Is he going to burn in hell? And it's like, not like that. That Jesus Force again was showing me that everything is going to be okay. And that through this is the growth. Because remember, I told you, they told me this, and I'm sure it's written somewhere, but they said, in your suffering, you will see God. So everybody has to go their own way. Oh, somebody gave money and I can't see them. Oh, my thing's stuck, you guys. My thing is stuck. That sounds weird, huh? My thing is, here we go. Who gave? Somebody gave 25. Oh, Sinatra. Thank you, babes. Every time I say babes, I think of that. Babe, boop, 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 boop. I got you, babe. Okay, blessed Easter. There we go. Thank you, honey. Somebody just said refresh your screen. Well, actually, it's working again. Oh, there's my Uber driver. Yeah, so bring me 2 chili cheese dog and a side of fries. And a small Diet Coke. What? Why not a large Diet Coke? Oh. So anyway, try our best to know justice is coming. And when they give me a hit on justice, hey, Sue, thank you. Know that this is true. I got to tell you, it's even like they want you to know that the Trump thing is very sad, but it was all part of this game plan. He has not come forward or been able to take care of his own soul energy. He is lost. So instead of cursing him, I know this sounds crazy, we need to pray that he finds himself. Remember when his mother came to me and I said, oh, you must be so sad about what's happening with your son. And she said, no, I hope that because of the heartache that's coming to him, that his soul will be saved. Because that family's not doing vibrationally very well over there. Not that it's not for us to judge. And I know, like, remember he would take these tours and use the Air Force One, and he's using taxpayers' money and they're just helping themselves. Hey, Makeup Sherry, just know that there's a lot of stuff going on with him. And he knows, even though he acts unconscious, he knows a lot of times what he's doing is wrong. Now he's telling everybody to not follow baseball. So, yeah. Good luck with that. But remember when he took the tour and he was going to each city? You got to vote for me. You got to vote for me, or the stock market's going to crash. They're going to let these people, foreigners, come in here. Fear-based, that's what it was about. So unfortunately for him, he's really got a lot of stuff coming. Gary! Thank you, honey. So what time is it? 10:11. Okay, I'm going to do a little walkthrough of a blessing for you guys, if you don't mind. Just real quick. What's interesting is when I was younger, and, I wasn't a churchgoer, but I knew Jesus existed. I knew he did. And all religions, all of them, Allah, whoever you want to believe in, all of that vibrational energy is over there. And it's all encompassing and it's very loving. So Jewish, whoever you are, it's extremely powerful. He was a representative, and there's other Buddha, and there's others that come forward that have been representatives of trying to get us just to follow in our soul energy and get out of our own way. That's the main thing. Remember, they always go, shh. And that's what Jesus was telling me today. But he sends blessings to you. And he wants you to know peace is yours. Hey, Jasmine, peace is yours. And I am with you. Know that you are never alone. Hey, Terry, you should see all the masters over there, all the people working, all of us, we have masters over there. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All of this. Remember when he told that guy that was so horrible, the Roman guy, and he said, you would not have the power you had my father not given it to you. Well, Trump would have not had the power he had if this wasn't something that was supposed to take place. Okay, so look at the babbling brook. I want you to know that this was the scene when I was a young girl, and I used to pray that my dad wouldn't come home and remember why he was mad. And we weren't even that bad. You know, we didn't do anything horrible. But sometimes my mother would call him and say, you know, so-and-so did this. And he said he would come and he'd beat you. He'd beat you bloody. You just wanted it over with. But I remember sitting up all night. I was just a little girl. And I remember I would sit on one of those stones with Jesus. And I would have him talk to me. And I could have just been self-made. But I remember feeling so much peace from that. So I'm sure that was part of his visits towards me. So, hold on. Okay. All right. I had this. What are you doing? Okay. That's not coming through. I wanted to have a babbling brook sound, and I'm not getting it now. It's audio error. Okay. White noise. Here we go. Hey, greeter. Hold on one second. Come on. Okay. Hey, Sheila. Oh, yeah, right. Aristotle, she just put a good thing. Okay, I'm not peeing. That's a babbling brook. Everybody join me. I want all of you guys to take 3 deep breaths, okay? 1, 2, 3. Now, I want you to sit near this brook. I want you to find a rock, and I want you to sit on the rock, and I want you to watch the beautiful crystal lights coming off the water. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to tell whatever higher realm you follow or you know, or if it's your guide or if it's Jesus. Tell me what I need to know. Help me help myself. Send me in the right direction. Bring me to peace. Okay, who I'm seeing is Jesus, but that's my usual person that comes through. Some of you may get Michael or some archangel. But close your eyes, you guys, and be there sitting on that rock, which can be uncomfortable. But I want you to look at that brook, and you know how those white lights come off a babbling brook? Breathe. Let it out slow. Breathe in through your nose. Let it out slow. Tell them you trust them. Bring me to peace. In this quietness, and this all-encompassing love. In that, you will find the higher realm. It cannot come to you while you're cluttered in your mind. We talk about this all the time. Have no fear is what I'm hearing now. Please, please, have no fear. Ask, ask us so we can help you find yourself. Because so many people say, Linda, what is it I'm supposed to be doing? Go within. You've got your master computer. You've got your God force right there. Hand it to them. Tell them, okay, where exactly am I supposed to be going? Breathe again through your nose. Slow out your mouth. Honor your spirit within. Know that we are always with you. You should be feeling a little bit kind of like high. If you can get there, maybe you've got kids running around or something and it's interrupting you. Ooh, I just got like a hand that is going through everyone that is here and throwing like this beautiful energy out, this beautiful healing. It's like it's beautiful, bright, crystally stuff, like fairy dust going through. Hey, mindset. Thank you, honey. It's going through. And they want you to know we are with you. Don't be afraid. Fear not. Even in your sadness, we are there. And no, a lot of times when you're really stuck in sadness, you're in your own ego. So be careful about that. Anything that isn't of well-being isn't of man. I mean, isn't of spirit, it's of man. Okay, so remember that. So they're trying to give you each a little piece. I don't know if I can do it through the computer, but I'm trying. Could you imagine if Jesus had this stuff back in the day? There's masters over there. There are masters. I see a lot of Indian masters over there. They're here to help you. But in your suffering, you will see God, is the statement I always get. So tell them thank you. Tell them to teach you. If you're confused, you know, when you ask or you're vibrating in that realm, you got to be careful not to overthink it. It's like when I get statements and sometimes it doesn't make any sense. Like that time I got the virus and I'm like, wait, they're telling me it's a nasty virus and I see mask. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just repeating. That's that link. You got to get out of your own way. Be at peace. We are with you. Amen. Okay. That was cool. That was cool. Anybody have to pee after that broke? Hey, Yolanda. I can ask, but you can open that door wide open. You don't need me to take care of it. Other humans can only do what humans could. You have your connection with your God force is your personal connection. I mean, it helps. Other prayers do help. So I'm sending you love. All right, you guys. Yeah, we need a pee break. Okay, but I do have to answer some questions, which puts us back into the realm of politics again. There's some political here, there's some not. Now listen, I got to tell you something. I saw DeSantis. He gave a thing today on TV. It was on MSNBC. And he was explaining about his policy and all the people behind him. It was a group of people behind him. I think there was 4 or 5 masks. Nobody was wearing a mask. Hey, Mojo. Happy Easter, honey. My parents were atheists, but they would do up Christmas and Easter just beautiful. They always did a big deal about it. We loved it, our birthdays and stuff. But when they were young, they didn't have it because they were too poor and they wanted us to have it. So they kind of vicarious. My dad was 18 when I was born. Okay. My mom was 17. So, they tried to build up this thing that they wanted in their lives. Okay. So, but we didn't know nothing about no Sunday school. No, none of that. We got dresses, new dresses. We went to Easter hunts with the fire department. So, okay. I want to tell you what I got a hit on DeSantis. So he's over there talking about, we do this and we do that and it's not so bad and blah, blah, blah. And remember, I'm trying because especially today when they told me, Linda, you guys got to get out of the judging. Don't wish bad. But I saw, and we'll see what happens, but I saw as clear as day, and I've said this before, I think what they're doing is going to work against them. I really do. Well, Trump is saying now to boycott baseball. But I'm so glad these corporations are standing up, whether they believe it or not. Sometimes I wonder. But they're saying, this isn't right. This is not right. So this is affecting. That's why DeSantis made a statement, because he's kind of pompous. Does that make sense? He's pompous. Wait, am I confused? Is DeSantis Florida or is he Georgia? Where's he? Is he Florida or Georgia? It's got to be the Georgia governor I saw. Did I get the wrong name? Okay, so I got the wrong name. Sorry, you guys. It was the Georgia governor. He looks like DeSantis a little bit. Sorry, I've got you guys going the wrong direction. It's the one that's in Georgia because he's Kemp. That's him. It was Kemp. Sorry, you guys. I put the wrong name down. I don't know. Kemp and DeSantis remind me of the same kind of energy. Anyway, Kemp was giving a news conference trying to, pad up what he did like it's no biggie, nothing to see here. And it's interesting because didn't Kemp do the right thing and refuse to reverse it? But I think he's gotten a lot of pressure from this Republican Party. But I'm going to tell you it's going to work against them. All these states that are starting this is going to work against them. I wouldn't doubt it, the H1 or whatever goes through. But I see the people being mad. And I see the people deciding, oh, hell no. And doing work with the rules if they have to, but they're going to come out in droves. I see less people coming out in the Republican Party. You know why? Because they don't want to vote for Biden. But life is going to get a lot easier. There's going to be this big new thing we're going to do, the New Deal. And I'm just telling you, because remember, Trump said if you vote for Democrats, the stock market will crash. Well, none of that's happening right now. I'm not going to say it's not going to readjust, but it's gotten better. That makes him mad. So he's saying things, and I'll be honest with you. He's saying things hoping people send him money. So, okay. Now, I wanted to also say the 2 Canadians in China that I saw, and I saw Biden involved, them coming out of China. They're from Canada, but I saw the United States involved. I wanted to say that again, that I don't know why Biden's involved, or maybe Canada asked for the help from Biden, but I see them helping to make sure they're coming home. That's what I got. I hope I'm right. And Ari wrote me and said, in our life review, what happens? Now, listen, sometimes it can only come in bits and pieces because it's so doggone awful. If you hurt someone, you will feel that hurt on the other side. And it's not pretty. There's no such thing as getting away with it. And sometimes they bring out, yeah, Lisa. Sometimes they bring out stuff that, hey, Candy, thank you, honey. Happy Easter. Sometimes they do bring up some of the hardest stuff. But in that hard stuff, in your suffering, you see God. There's no joke with that. It's in the hard review that we really become, we'll always wish we could go back and change that. That's why a lot of them, when they come forward, parents and everything, almost immediately they're apologizing. I've even had people say, what? Why would my dad apologize? But it's like because they had to see things that they did that affected you. And you may have long forgiven it and don't care, but they have to go through it all. So, okay. So somebody wanted me to ask, and speaking of dead famous, Davy Jones of the Monkees. I had the biggest crush on him. When I was in junior high, I was 5'3", and I prayed I wouldn't get any taller than 5'3" so I could marry David. Anyway, so I haven't tapped into him. When he first died, I wanted to know he was okay. He died so suddenly, I think it took his breath away as far as energetically. Whoa, his dad was there, his mom was there. You know, him and Peter didn't get along in Earth form. I don't know why he told me that. I'm here. He was actually becoming more alive the older he got. So his energy form feels more spiritual. But it was always about him, he's saying. Oh, this is embarrassing. He just said to me, "Hey, Linda, thanks for the crush." A little bit me and a little bit you. Anyway, so Davy is fine. It's not 100% beautiful, fantastic, because he, as much he loved animals. He was good with horses and stuff, but he's energetically building himself up. He's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And he loves his daughters, he said. George Floyd. George Floyd, I tapped into him for a minute. What does he think? He thinks it's very sad about that police officer that had the knee in his neck. Oh, New Zealand, Blinky, thank you. New Zealand's a beautiful place. I once worked with a traveling nurse from New Zealand. Wonderful people. George Floyd. So he said that this man, as much as people want vengeance, know that his life is over with. And hopefully he'll find God, but he's scared to death. And he knows this is a done deal. And he will be put in jail. Okay? It's weird. I just got this weird statement of George saying, he thinks he took my life, but he gave me God. So George is almost like acting to me like it is as written. So I think George made an agreement, because if you think about it, the death of him and many others has catapulted this nation. I mean, it's not pretty. Hey, Deborah, thank you. Okay, so can spiritual guides fall within a conservative or liberal dichotomy? That was an interesting question, because, you know, there's some people that just love Trump and they got their own shows and stuff. If it's of God, it's not liberal or conservative, if it's of God. So, and sometimes the liberal, hey, Catherine, sometimes the liberal can really get off put and self-righteous about, as same as the other one. That's what, as same as the right wing. You know what I'm saying? We're doing it, but we're doing it in different ways. Although the right really is putting God behind it and acting like they're right, which is not good for their soul energy. But they think that they're with a certain, even we think we're into righteousness, but that is not determined by us. That is determined by God. So if you think as man thinks, then yeah, you're going to be like that, but no. What happens if I lost my gift or it wanes? That happened to me, you guys. When I was in nursing school, I was reading and had a lot of readers, and I kind of needed the money. That's the hard part with money and reading. Sometimes if money gets involved, see, I could stop this today. I have a nice pension. I have my home. I don't have to read. The gifts that it's given me and meeting the people is what I'm about. But it's cool. You know what? It's cool. And then with the money I get, I can give to certain I looked on that YouTube where you can give to someone, and I'm not liking the choices they have. So I give myself, I go online and give to, St. Judas monthly, but I have a bunch of other ones. Okay, so what happens if so what I'm saying is I lost my gift a little bit because I was not saying, I was going in my mindset, in manset, instead of, sometimes it's hard, especially like if you're tired. Sometimes you're doing more of a flatline reading than a higher reading. And, people just are looking so forward to their readings with me. I have to be up and on. It's almost like working with a patient. That's soul energy. These are delicate individuals that they just need, it's not up to me to save anybody. But if I can give you something to help you go in the direction you need to go, fair enough. But it's not up to me. And they're not judgy over there. They understand, oh, dear God, when is he coming? When is that man coming? Me, when is Gerard Butler coming? I ain't got nothing. But but they understand the human condition. That's the main thing, And it's not anything like thou shalt not, Okay, so voting rights, I put down. One of you guys said ask. And so what's going to happen? Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. It's going to work against them. That's the elephant in the room. It's like I got that picture. Remember when Violetta told me, when I was really hoping the 49ers would win, and she said, I see them hanging on the roof, like with their nails. That's what I see the Republicans doing. It's almost like their nails are scratching and they're falling and they're trying to hold on. And this Matt Gaetz did not help things, you guys. He did not help their cause, their Christian. He was the first one out there to, isn't that how it works? The first one out there to talk trash about, what's her name? She's the president, the vice president's daughter. Talked trash about her. He went out and confronted her, I guess, and he talking trash about our Michigan governor. I mean, very hurtful, very mean, very self-righteous. Hello. It's going to get ugly, you guys. Now, we can't wish for it, but we can get out the popcorn. Please forgive me. Cheney, yeah. Please forgive me. It's going to be rough, but it changes the collective consciousness because it's one of their own. Now, you know how they are. It's like they crap their pants and it stinks in the room, but they're acting like I don't smell anything. That's that energy, Wasn't me, I don't know. And he'll be like yesterday's news, but there's going to be some stuff that comes out. Oh, hold on. There's going to be some stuff that comes out about Getz that's an even bigger, it's like someone threw a bomb in the room. Not literally. I'm just saying energetically, it's going to be boom, 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 boom. I'll tell you, now that Biden has come in with his sword, somebody just gave money and I can't see their name. Gary. Oh, Gary. Thank you, honey. Lily. So it's like there's going to be bada bing, bada boom. Remember I said this, okay? And that green guy, it's not just Matt, but it's kind of ugly. And I almost feel like there's many Republicans that are glad to see him go down because he was a pain in the rear. And they didn't appreciate some of the stuff how he was. Contest about who's going to lay so-and-so, that's wrong. This is an interesting question. Did Mike Pence know that January 6th was going to happen? Yes, he knew. Hold on. That came quick. He knew, and he was hoping it wouldn't. He was very nervous about it. You know who else knew? Was Barr. Barr had rumblings of it. That's interesting. I feel Barr knew. Hey, it's in the music, Diane. Hey, Vicky. Hey, Karen, Sharon, Craig. I do feel, but I feel like it's almost like somebody else is telling them. It's not Trump. It's somebody saying, hey, look, he's thinking about doing this. I don't think Pence or Barr knew it was going to get that bad, though. I really don't. I don't think they knew it was going to get that bad. Okay. Somebody said they weren't really interested in the dead famous. And I said, yeah, I can understand, because sometimes the dead famous, they were only human too. But people will tend to listen more if they think it's my big wig is Jesus. Usually his words are the right words, and my guides and Michael and all those guys that are hanging out there, chillaxing out there. But I said, yeah, I sometimes there's masters that come to me that have no name on earth. So it's really interesting. Okay, so don't forget, Mel's going to be with me on Monday. So I wanted to do live on this on YouTube, but I can't figure it out how to put two people in. So I'll have to figure it out. Yeah, Mel is hysterical, you guys. He's as funny. Oh my God, elephant wildlife. I love that. Linda Johnson, Kay, Denise, Crow. Oh, so anyway, I'm going to tell you, Mike Pence did know. Hey, Cookie, love you too. Now, I wanted to tell you, you'll never guess who's coming with me lately. Is hold on. I thought I wrote it down here. But I swore I wrote it down here. That Cynthia Parker, the Comanche wife, who gave birth to Quanah Parker, the last chief of the Comanche tribe. I've been getting hits from them. Now, we're Comanche blood. I'm related via the Comanche blood, but not directly to Quanah, although it might all be the same thing, because she was kidnapped at age 10 at Fort Parker, I believe. And then they tried to, oh, Mel's here? Where is he? Hey, Mel. Yeah, Quanah Parker's mom. They tried to take her back. The white man did, and she ran away. And my great Mel Dore. There he is. Hey, baby. He's such a kick in the pants. He is so funny. He is so funny. We love you, Mel. And he's good too. Let me tell you, my daughter only goes to him. So, okay. So where was I? So Quanah Parker has been coming to me. His realm is as of a native, and they are a little stronger. Not saying that they're better. They have their issues as humans, even as tribal members. The Comanche could be pretty ugly. But they could also be very loving. And my Cynthia Parker Bowles was kidnapped, and she was kidnapped about maybe the same time as my great grandfather, who was a kidnapped Mexican at age 6. My great grandfather, I got from the Bureau of Indian Affairs, some sort of statements they made because their daughter, my great grandmother, died. And they, Indian lands, it was done by a probate with the BIA. And so what happened was he had to give the history. And I got, oh my God, it was wonderful. He had been married, you don't know how many times, to all these full named Comanche, full named Comanches with children, and none of them lived. So can you imagine how hard that was? None of them lived. And then finally he had this Louise Matilda, who was one half Comanche, who was my great grandmother. And then she gave birth. She gave birth to Petra, the grandmother who died of consumption at a young age. So, yeah. Whoa. So I'm feeling like this Parker has some sort of connection to me, maybe on the spiritual end, not necessarily the chief as much as her. So I'll dig into that. I'll figure that out as we go along. I know it's so funny that um everybody's saying hi. Hey, am I? Oh, love you too, Phyllis. Yeah, there's a lot of descendants, Kay. But I was raised, my mother lived in California with her white husband, and she would drink the fire water and push the dinner plate that she cooked to the side and say, I ain't eating this white man's food. I was like, what? Here's three kids with big heads. My sister had a thinner face, but we all, I mean, I got a big ass head. So did my brother, and so did my father. And one thing I loved is my food. And it's like, wait a second, you're not going to eat the food. So what do we do? Like, we didn't know if we were supposed to get up from the table. She said, I ain't going to eat this white man's food. My mom would go into melancholy, and it wasn't good for her to drink the fire water. Oh, thank you. Mel C's a Native American spirit guide. So I wasn't raised in that energy. She would talk about it when she was drinking. And I think the pain was so deep because her mother died of childbirth when she was only 12. And her mother died in an Indian hospital. They called them Indian hospitals with white nuns as the nurses. And mom says they left her till in that room screaming, and then she died, and rigor mortis had even set in. So the baby never came out. The baby in the funeral home, though, they said it was a boy. But how sad is that? So there was and then she had to go to a orphanage or Indian school orphanage run by white nuns. She had a thing. So it's interesting. She married a redhead, green-eyed man. Goes to and by the way, my birth certificate says she's white and I'm white. Doesn't say a word about any. She's not white. So then she comes to California. She doesn't speak Spanish at all to us, which would have been fantastic because that was her first language. She was born at home. And she, acted white. She lived a white life. My aunties would come over, my tias and would come over, and sometimes they would be flown with Spanish. They'd be talking Spanish. I'm like, damn, I wish I knew what they were saying. So, that energy, that heart energy, that pain of what had happened was in her heart. And as a young girl, I never knew, because I remember my brother getting a cowboy outfit. So he played cowboys and Indians, but mom never educated us on what happened. So then as I got older and I would tell people, yeah, I'm a Comanche, because I remember getting money from the tribe in the 1970s, some sort of arrangement. And people would say, oh, one guy who was a professor of Indian studies said, no, you can't be Comanche. I said, why? He said, because they were the ugliest tribe. I'm like, what? So if you look at old pictures of Comanches back in the day, they were out in the sun, and their nose always was flat, like they get hit with a frying pan. But I'll tell you, beautiful. My mother, my aunties, my cousins, gorgeous. So Howard wants me to explain masters. Okay, it's not like you got a master education. It's because vibrationally, you're at such a higher realm. There is no God sitting on a throne. It's all vibrational. It's all encompassing. It's all about love. It's unconditional love, which we as humans, we come down here to learn our bit. So a lot of people who martyred themselves are over there in a higher realm. There's 7 realms total. And by masters, I mean those that are there's masters from ETs too. Those that are over there on a higher realm. and they come in and they can, Jesus is a master. Okay. So it's like boom, 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 boom. Oh, thank you, Holly. Oh, Amy says, I just came out of meditation that you had us do. Jesus came to me with my little brother who passed 17 years and told me that I'm going through awakening transitioning. Let me tell you something else about the awakening transitioning. Mark my words on this. When you open that door, like I did, post cancer, I didn't become awake. I had something happen to me that was profound, but my awakeness took place as we went along. Okay. And now I feel more, and I still have more growing to do. But when you open that door, it seems like, may I say, almost a negative, like it's like our ego tries the best they can do to put roadblocks in our way. You have to really work for it. Hold on. Yeah, Vivian, that sounds like a good idea. I could even just do a mediumship video with everybody live. Okay, Mel says this country is run by old white men who need to do different jobs, at least the Republican ones. Many Native Americans learn Spanish. Master teachers are more evolved. Exactly. But here's the key, Mel. Mitch McConnell says Biden's package is too big. His package is too big, you guys. And he's a white man with a too big package. I'll tell you, I saw this change in Biden. I don't know if any of you guys saw it. Remember when he first came out and he was doing the debate, and it was like we were all worried? And all of a sudden, vibrationally, I started seeing this light around him. I thought, oh my God, they're working with him. And then his package is too big. Mitch McConnell's package is too small. It's package envy. That's what it is. Hold on, makeup. So anyway, he started getting lighter. And remember when I used to go to Angel Heart? This is a couple of years ago. And then I would get Franklin D. Roosevelt. And he was telling me that Biden's going to do the New Deal just like he did. And by God, aren't they cool? It's so true. The door was always open for you. It just took cancer to wake it up. Mitch doesn't have a package. Well, yeah. And for such a little girl and seeing Jesus when I was 8 years old, being raised by atheists, I knew I was supposed to do something, but I just didn't. Oh, listen, don't let go of my ego. Because when you're raised in that kind of environment, and by the way, I'm not holding, it's because of my life that I am who I am today. So don't look back and say, oh, my father did this and that. It does no good to hold on to that kind of anger. It doesn't help your progress. Know that you chose this before you came here. I know that sounds crazy, but I was told years ago that we choose our parents. I know people are like, what? We choose our parents, and sometimes that you chose that because of some past life thing that you had with them. So karma, in fact, after all this and I had my cancer, I thank God for my cancer, and I thank God for my life, my parents, everything. Unfortunately, my viewings are of family passing away. Oh, yeah, I'm glad I don't have that. I saw my mother's ex-husband and my daughter's passing. Oh, baby, that must have been tough. I didn't have that. I don't, except I did read my sister when she was going to marry her husband. And I threw the cards. I normally don't read my own family, but I said, enjoy your life with him, because when he turns 50, something major is going to happen. And it was like death cards and swords. And she goes, what? And I said, I don't know. That's weird. So then years go by. They had a wonderful marriage, happy family, life of Riley that, he was Willie Mae's attorney. everything's going well. And every once in a while she'd say, so do you still get that hit that when I said, nah, you know, it's probably wrong. When he turned 50, he got diagnosed with Alzheimer's. He was dead by 56. So when he got diagnosed, he couldn't work as, oh, thank you, Angie, for coming. Um, when he got diagnosed, well, of course, he can't work as an attorney anymore. Let me tell you, before he got real sick, he was just, even with the Alzheimer's, he was just the most wonderful. He just was, he would look so forward for me coming because I would go there and take him places. We like to go get ice cream. So, okay. So thank you, by the way, Lucky Girl Mims, all my people that are here helping. Yeah, let me tell you, Tammy, do me a favor, go to YouTube and Google or whatever on YouTube, find the face of Jesus. The scientists took the actual shroud of Turin and 3D'd it and came up with the face of Jesus. And I think that's the face I saw. And by the way, the guy was in shape. He was no skinny. You should see his legs were, well, they walked everywhere, but they knew his height, his weight, everything. Do that. There's a scientist that did the face of Jesus, and I think that's his face. It caused that heart palpitation. And the other thing that caused me a heart palpitation is I was at something with Shirley MacLaine. Remember when she used to do those events? I was down at the Biltmore, and somebody brought, these things, and one of them was mirth. And I've never smelt mirth before. I smelt it, nearly tumbled. I mean, it was such a remembrance for me. So the smell of mirth was very strong. So obviously I must have had a life back then because it was such a remembrance. They said the face on the shroud was not Jesus. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that. Well, Cynthia, when the shroud made itself, he was in total light and he was in an upright position. They don't have DNA to say what his age was. He was 33, I think, when he died. But he was in an upright position, and they said how that shroud was made was like X-rays. It was like there must have been such a brilliant light, and boom, he was gone. So that's what made the picture. For some reason, I don't know who said that, but I'm not believing it. Okay, hold on. That is me. That's what I just heard. That is me. The Shroud of Turin is definitely. And then they tried to do a thing on them and said that it was the shroud was too young and it couldn't have been Jesus. And then they found out the sisters, there had been that fire, had put other fabric in it to fix it. So they were taking their stuff from that part of it. Hey, Maria. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And thank you. Hey, Mims. Thank you, honey. Harry's mom. Flower Lioness. All you guys. I know you guys. We got 2,810 people in the room, which I'm very grateful for because I can kind of read this. Remember that time we had 5,000? It was like too Zoom. But the good news is this will be on my live and you can go back and watch it anytime. Oh, here's another one. Renee. I dreamed of walking through the forest with Jesus at my right side, and animals surrounded us and following along. It was so beautiful. Oh, I love it. Yeah. VH said, Jesus looks like Kenny Loggins. Kenny's had some work done. So let's see. Thank you, Connie. Anybody else have any Jesus stories? I love a good Jesus story. It's in the music said, years ago I felt and saw a huge entity that filled the room, and now I think now believe was an angel. She telepathically spoke to me. I asked, why are we still here? And what was the answer? Oh, Jody said Jesus guarded her bedroom. Now it's interesting because Jesus can't be everywhere all at once. So it's interesting. Yes, Jesus had also walked on other worlds. Lady said, Linda, I had a reading with you a few years ago and Kurt Cobain came through. I think I remember that. Hey, Pansy. Yeah, Dan, the shroud is mysterious and the image is the image is no more unexplainable because scientists can tell you what happened. It is a X-ray image on a piece of cloth. Happy Easter, Linda. Thank you, Knowledge. Harry's mom said, I woke up with Jesus sitting on the side of my bed when his head turned away. His hair was long and red. And he turned around and I saw it was a man and his eyes were stars. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Oh, wow. Diane said she worked as a healer and she did energy work on a lady and I saw her transform into Jesus. Wow. I had an incredible vision of Christ, full incredible love while reading quantum physics. Wow, that is so cool. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Patricia lost her son when he was 3, and she'd dream about him even before he was conceived. Hey, Catherine. Thank you, baby doll. Animals are over there too. Wait, KT said I had a dream of my mom right after she passed, and she came to me and told her I loved her, and she said she loved me. And I said, tell Jesus I love him. And she said he knows. Whoa. I like it. Lisa says, I have always wondered and feel stupid for the question, but what is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost? So the Father is the powerful energy, not sitting on a throne. That's all-encompassing, omnipresent. That's that high you feel sometimes and that's that beautiful sound. Sometimes it's vibrational sound. That's the Father. It's all-encompassing, and it's part of more worlds than this world. Okay. The Son is the entity that took a human form. Thank you, Christine. That took a human form, which they call Jesus of Nazareth. The Holy Spirit is the reborn. So by that I mean, hey, my daughter's here, Nicole, my sweet baby girl. I have 3 children. I've always talked about God to them. My 2 boys, atheists. My daughter is the one she believes. She knows. She knows there's something beyond all this. She's just getting over the trauma of having me as her mother. So the Holy Spirit is, when they talk about rebirth, they asked Jesus, what do you mean? A man can't get back in his mother's stomach. He meant by when you accept that power outside of yourself, when you say, I believe, when you hand over the sword, when you tell them, help me, help myself, that's the Holy Spirit. That's that feeling of, that's what happened to me. I know it's written up in Catholicism and stuff, but it's really an energy form of your connection to the higher realm. So man cannot be with God unless he is reborn, means unless he accepts the Holy Spirit. So it is an absolute wonderful trip. I will tell you that. But I will tell you, even those that don't believe can go. He who is first will be last. So those are the people that think they know all of it. Unfortunately, if you're of man, you're of man. You can't know all of it. So that of which is of spirit is spirit. So we can't sit around here thinking we're all that in a cup of tea. And those ETs have spirits and guides, all of that. All that is real, you guys. And it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yes, meaning God is everything. Um, oh, Pamela, yeah, I dreamt of my baby, Nicole. She's the only one of my 3 kids. I talked about this on another video. I saw her full form. I saw her. I saw her face, what she was going to look like. I remember one time I had a dream that I'd given birth and I'm looking for her, and something made me look behind the door, and she was smiling up at me with the curly black hair and beautiful eyes, smiling. I saw her before she came. So my daughter and I definitely probably had a connection from a life before. So, um, we'll talk about Mary more in another video, you guys. I'm over an hour now. Oh, wait, Janice has a thing. My dad said he saw Jesus and his brother who had just died in France in World War II, waking in the woods the day he met my mom and knew she was the one. Huh? My dad said he saw Jesus and his brother who had just died in France in World War II, walking in the woods the day he met my mom and knew she was the one. Interesting. I dreamt I saw Jesus on a dirt road and he motioned for me to come forward. I knew it was him. Puddle of water on the floor. He took the water and poured it on my head and he baptized me. Whoa. I had a dream I saw Jesus. Oh, wait. Okay. Repeating. I was born from atheists. I did get baptized later in life. They did try to baptize me earlier, but the power of Christ would not compel me. There was demons in the room and stuff like that. But so baptism is I'm going to ask, but I have to be in the form to be able to ask the purpose of baptism. I think that's part of the Holy Spirit thing, but we'll see. Happy Easter. Hey, Nicole, did Jaden get his Easter basket from Nana? Gene, I used to have fights. I am the way, the truth, and the light. Exactly. I saw evil in the sky. Oh, yes. Oh, good. I saw evil in the sky. And I remember, because years ago, I knew that if you say, by the blood of Jesus Christ, I command that you be gone. I was fighting with this evil that was like making faces at me. And I fought and I was scared. Oh, sure, honey. Tell him Nana loves him. I was scared. My heart was pounding. And I was like, whoa. And I would always win and it would turn into water. The cloud that was evil turned into water and fell on the ground. I had back-to-back dreams like that. Late girl, that's a very good question. What is the purpose of Christ dying on the cross and suffering like that? It was all planned. It was all planned. It was part of the thing. Remember in the Garden of Just Something where he told God, please take this cup from me. He was afraid. He knew what was getting ready. He knew what was getting ready to happen. And he didn't want to go through it. So he asked for help. He asked for them, could you change your mind? But yeah, they were after him. The Sanhedrin, they didn't like the fact that he was getting power. That's the problem with religion, is that it's all about power. Those popes back in the old days, priests could get married, and they changed that because they didn't like the fact that, they had wives that they had to feed and children and stuff. The Pope also, in some place, I think in Italy, wasn't getting enough tithing from the shores, from the fishing shores. And they said, well, nobody's, we're just not getting enough business. That's when the Pope changed fish only on Fridays. So, they are of man. They're not of spirit. So There's good popes and there's bad popes, but they're all of man. So there you go. The main thing is what you know in your heart. And as a young girl who definitely felt something but didn't know what to do with it, couldn't find it in a religion. I'm telling you right now, my heartfelt energy of what I loved and knew the most about Jesus of Nazareth, I could not find it in a religion. There's no religion that covers it the way he covers it when he just talks to us. Okay. Oh, holy water can cleanse. Oh, girl, you know, Judy, I got holy water. I'd be putting that holy water everywhere. Oh, interesting. Cheryl said I was a Celtics workshop about triple goddess and saw Jesus turn from Christ to a fairy light being and give me a message over and over to bow to no one. Oh, I like that. I like it. Mm-hmm. Trump supporters who thought they were donating just once were charged over and over again by his campaign. Now they're demanding refunds. Complaints to banks and credit card companies soared. What did I tell you? Hello, does this surprise you? I'll post this on my not my YouTube. I'll post this on my Twitter. Holy cow. So they were stealing money from his people. Oh my God. And you know, Dan helped me because Stripe was trying to take advantage of me. And Dan told me call the Secret Service cyber crime division. And they called me back. They were very nice. And I've already talked about this several times excuse me for repeating, but they said, there was two females and they weren't like only the facts, ma'am, not flatlined at all. And, I was like telling them what was happening and they were telling me, what exactly do you do? I'm psychic. And they looked it up. They were kind of saying back to me, so I see here that you're this and you're that. And I said, yeah, and I use PayPal because I like my 1099 at the end of the year. It's easier to pay taxes. So they were talking to me, and then while they were saying things, I'm like, oh my God, they know a lot about me. And I said, you don't know my weight, do you? Oh, the weight on my driver's license? Yeah, that's it. That's it. Ah, okay. It's weird how what man thought even before, we have all gone as nations and everything. All of this is written. It's weird. You'll understand it when you cross. I'm too human form to get into that higher vibration. Sometimes I've been vibrating so bad, it scares me. I'll be honest with you. I'm afraid I'll dissipate. But the answers are all within you. Knock and it shall be open. You guys ask and it will happen. And I'm wishing you guys a very happy Easter. By the way, even though it's Easter, I asked Sterling, are you sure you want to do tomorrow? And he said yes. So thank you guys for coming today. I like the current Pope, but he's the Catholic Church has some growing to do. They take themselves a little too seriously sometimes. There's good Catholics though, but then there's negative Catholics too. It happens everywhere. But I like him. I think he really tries. Okay, so I know what he did with the gays and stuff, but remember they're old school and they're ancient. And so it's very hard for them to come around. I see the Catholic Church revamping and going through a whole different thing. Just like I told you about the Republican Party. The Republican Party will grow and become something else. Bye, everyone. I love you. Happy Easter. Nicole, call me later. I love yous. Bye. Little Sparrow says, I feel high again. Quit smoking the crack. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Bye, lucky girl. Thank you, you guys. Cheers.